Give me one quick second. I know I'm relatively late. Had to feed the boys. I just want to see if Fire Force, if the volumes actually have names to them. I want to know if they have like names that go with them, like I had with One Piece. Fire Walk with Me. Okay, so that's what it's called. All right, so I need to correct that. They all have names on the back. Oh wait, is that the way it's I think that's the way it's supposed to be. I need to double check. What is it titled? It's Japanese, English. It just says Volume 1. They don't have any extra titles that go with them like One Piece does. At least from what I'm seeing. Yeah, I guess they just don't have names. I guess they just don't have names. All right. Okay. So that means I don't have to go too far when it comes to actually putting these titles up. I just need to put volume 1 all the way through volume 34. But we're finally here, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally here for me to start my series on Fire Force. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome to the start of my new dramatic read-through series as I read Fire Force. Today we are going to be checking out Volume 1. Now, like I said, I can't tell if the title that's on the back is the title of the volume. I can't tell. But if it is, then I guess this is Volume 1, Fire Walk With Me. Let's see here. And I'm gonna do this because I didn't do this with One Piece, but I'm gonna read the back. The city of Tokyo is plagued by a deadly phenomenon, spontaneous human combustion. Luckily, a special team is there to quench the inferno. The Fire Force. The fire soldiers at Special Fire Cathedral 8 are about to get a unique addition. Enter Shinra, a boy who possesses the power to run at the speed of a rocket, leaving behind the famous Devil's Footprints and destroying his shoes in the process. Can Shinra and his colleagues discover the source of this strange epidemic before the city burns to ashes? So, Snow, it's good to see you. Banjo Silk, good to see you as well. Let's start, and the chapters that we have is chapter 1 through 5. And let us begin. Well, chapter 0 through 5. Not chapters 1 through 5, chapters 0 through 5. People die for all kinds of reasons. Old age, suicide, illness. I guess this could be considered a kind of terminal illness. In our world today, the number one most terrifying cause of death is death by fire. Chapter 0. Shinra Kusakabe joins the force. And we are here on a metro, and we have this man just on this subway car, and as he's just standing there, Halster, you're just in time. I just started chapter 0. Shinra Kusakabe joins the force. You made it just in time, buddy. But this man is on this subway, and then all of a sudden, some smoke starts to come out of his mouth, and this lady is looking at him, and then all of a sudden, fire starts to come out of his mouth, and his whole head gets engulfed in flames. Then we have someone walking.
Dang, it's already here.
And we see some smoke coming out of this person's shoes.
Oops, didn't mean to.
And then he bumps into a girl.
Oh, excuse me. Are you hurt?
And then he smiles. He starts smiling, and this kind of freaks out the girl.
No, I wasn't.
You were that happy for a Pete, kid?
That's not why.
Because where he was aiming, where his head was, this girl's skirt kind of went upwards just a little bit. You were that happy for a Pete, kid?
That's not why.
The train bound for Tokyo is now departing. The Amaterasu is running normally today. And as people are, as he's making his way towards the subway, people are murmuring.
Excuse me. Oh, excuse me.
As he apparently bumped into a person.
If I could just use my power, I wouldn't have to bother with the stupid train.
I'm trying to make my voice sound like the guy in the English dub of Fire Force. You know, kinda
young, just a little bit.
198 Solar Era. 198 Solar Era in Tokyo. And we have Tokyo in this era, and it's very, I would want to say Victorian steampunkish, but with a Japanese feel to it. And we're at this train station, and we see the different times, the express, the 2 different times for local.
I think I'm gonna make it. It'd be bad, I'd be in big trouble if I showed up late to my first day on the job.
Then, the flashing starts and the alarm goes off.
Huh? The alarm!
Attention all station patrons! A fire has broken out in a train car en route from Homagome to Tabata. The train will be making an emergency stop at this location, at this station. Please follow the attendant's instructions and leave the platform as quickly as possible. You think you like the dub voice a little more? The last time I heard it, I like it too. Remember, there are elderly and children present. Please remain calm as we evacuate the station. And as this happens, this individual looks in the distance and sees this smoke, this fiery smoke coming out of the subway car.
That's no candle flame.
And as the train car screeches to a halt, the entire subway car is just filled with fire and smoke. And as the doors open, people just stream out, "It's an inferno!
Spontaneous combustion! Get off the train, quick! Out of my way!
Stay calm, everyone, please, stay calm!" And as the doors open, we see a massive flash of smoke and fire as we see 2 charred hands grip onto the sides of the side of the door. And out of it walks this fiery figure, more than likely, the old man that spontaneously combusted, as he just walks out.
Spontaneous human combustion. You're telling me an average ordinary human being suddenly bursts into flames and turns into that?
You! What are you doing? Get out of here! Now! And then this person puts his hand on stops this other conductor from taking a fire extinguisher, a small one at that, to try and quench the flames.
You can't put out those flames with that, sir.
What?
It's gotta hurt. I'll put you out of your
Clear a path! Special Fire Force! Go on, out of the way! And before this kid says anything, we have someone popping up saying, "All of you, get back! It's not safe here!"
Special Fire Force? And they're the 8th?
And we get these 2 individuals with firefighter-looking clothes on. 1 dude and 1 lady. Make way for Sis Iris.
Excuse me.
Infernal confirmed. All hands, battle formation. Prepare to extinguish. Yes, sir! You, don't stand around here. Get to safety, quick! Wait, you're... Lieutenant, what are you doing? Yes, I'm sorry, sir. As the one who looks at this kid with glasses on, I guess he recognizes him? But then his chief says, "Lieutenant, what are you doing?" Yes, I'm sorry, sir. Sister Iris, please begin the prayer.
Yes, sir.
And then we have this one woman who's in like this nun outfit, but it's also partly patterned off of the fire brigade outfit that everyone has on. It's been so long since I've seen the anime, so I'm just happy to go through this again.
The flame is the soul's breath. The black smoke is the soul's release.
Firing special extinguishing grenade. And the dude with the glasses fires a grenade at the infernal. And then it explodes in front of him and covers him in, the same the same stuff that's in a fire extinguisher, the coolant that's in there. And while he's covered in it, and the flames have moderately subsided, we have the other one, the other head chief, going, readying the pile bunker for core destruction. And the Infernal puts his arm out that's still, flaming, and shoots it at the guy with the pile bunker. And then we have the woman that was standing next to him while the kid goes, "Look out!" And then the girl gets in front of him. And then using her hands, she completely stops the flames.
She put out the flames.
Ashes as ashes.
May thy soul?
And then we see the guy hit the Infernal with the pile bunker. Return to the great flame of fire. And he pulls the trigger, and the pile bunker goes straight through the Infernal, completely destroying it. Entirely. Latom.
Whoa, this is it. What I've always wanted to do.
And as this goes on, one of the structures gets set on fire. The wiring that's keeping it held up, it gets set on fire and starts to swing in a direction of this Sister Iris. And this character sees it.
It's right above that nun. Doesn't she see it?
And then he starts running, and as he starts running, his feet just burst into flames, and he starts dashing forward towards Sister Iris. And both the chief and the dude with the glasses and his lieutenant, they notice it falling, and he's prepared to shoot a grenade at it. But our guy here grabs Sister Iris before this light structure falls on top of her. He swoops her up, and using the fire coming from his feet, he, adjusts himself and lands on his feet.
Sister, are you hurt?
No.
Ruined my shoes again.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Yes, sir. Let me introduce myself. I'm the newest member of Special Fire Force Company 8, 3rd generation fire soldier, Shinra Kusakabe, sir.
So now we have the name of our main character, Shinra Kusakabe, as he salutes to his new commanding officers. That sit on the ground. So those are the famous devil's footprints. Then we get to a big cathedral church-looking place that's also part firehouse, and Shinra shows up.
This is where I'm going to work. Special Fire Cathedral 8. I've never heard of the 8th before. Apparently it's new, but it's awfully run down for a new building. If I'm gonna be on the force, I'd rather be in Elite Company 1.
Shinra, come in, says the guy with the glasses.
Yes, sir.
And as they're walking, the guy with the glasses says, "You think it's run down?"
No, not at all. Not at all.
Crap, he heard me.
Excuse me, sir.
As it shows Shinra in new clothes, including, sandals, being able to get out of his shoes quickly so he doesn't burn every single pair of boots he gets.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, there you are. I'm the captain of Special Fire Force Company 8, Akitaru Obi. You could at least stop training long enough to greet the new recruit. Oh, right. Takahisa Hinawa, lieutenant of dilapidated old Company 8.
He kinda scares me.
Anyway, Shinra, as we have Akitaru, he was actually just doing, sit-ups, upside down sit-ups, what do you call that? I forget the exact name of that exercise. He flips down and just introduces himself to Shinra. Anyway, Shinra, this picture on your resume, what were you smiling about?
Apparently I have a habit of grinning any time I get nervous or something happens to make my face tense up, sir.
What?
I smile when I get nervous, sir. On the outside.
Oh, yeah, I get it. And then, Obi gets close to Shinra and just starts glaring at him like, stare. And then Shinra's face starts to curl into a smile because he's nervous. And then Obi just starts laughing at him. Sorry, kid. You're cute. You're gonna give a lot of people the wrong idea, you know?
Yes, sir. I am not taking you for a jump, sir. Cute? You don't mean creepy? No one's ever called it cute before.
Okay, Shinra. What made you want to join the force?
Well, sir.
And then, Hinawa looks, Takahisa. Takahisa listens in.
I'm here to be a hero.
I don't have a problem with heroics, but fire soldiers work together. Remember, there's no I in team. A hero? But I understand that at the academy they called you the devil because of an incident from your childhood. And then Shinra's nervous smile just disappears. Digging into people's past isn't really my thing, but it sounds to me like you're just a punk kid with a bad rap who joined the force to earn some points. And you call yourself a hero? Right.
It doesn't matter what anybody says about me. I have to be a hero.
And then it cuts to the ladies. It cuts to the... Sorry, I had to move my mic because I feel like I wasn't projecting into it good enough. It cuts to the ladies who are just in the shower. Okay.
Sister? What is it, Maki-san? Back at the station when the new recruit held you in his arms, did you feel like he was the one? What? Maki-san is so beautiful and fierce, but her head is full of flowers and wedding bells.
As we get the names of these... we get the name of the other person. Maki! Because we already know the name of Iris. And they show up in their usual garb. Iris in her nun garb, while Maki's in, tank top but work pants. And then, Obi sees them.
Thank you for earlier.
That's okay. It's what any hero would have done.
He is the one.
Goes Maki, and then Iris just boops her, chops her in the head.
You're so adorable, Iris-sama, and a nun. I really don't think you should stoop to violence.
As Iris just starts jabbing her all over her body, playfully.
Are your pants a good length?
Huh? Yes.
You'll admit the fan service can be a bit too much sometimes. Oh, I know of a character that's gonna really put that to the test while I'm reading this. I know who, but once we get introduced to them, yeah, I'll be prepared for it.
Are your pants a good length?
Huh? Yes.
Maki's the one who took up the helm to accommodate your power.
Oh, you are? Thank you very...
And then it cuts to Maki, who's bent down a little bit, looking at Shinra's pants, while Shinra gets a pretty good view.
Thank you very much.
And then he backs into Iris again.
Excuse me.
Are you all right?
They both smell kinda nice.
And then, because he's nervous, or he's tense, he just starts having that little smile on his face again, which can easily be read a different way. Is this the fragrance of a wet woman? I'm feeling some pressure in my little fire hose.
No, sir! No, sir! I'm thinking nothing of the sort, sir! I trained with a bunch of guys, that's all! I'm not used to being around women!
The fact that Obi just said this out loud, though. Excuse me, Captain Obi. It's about time we... All right, now that everybody's here, how about we get started? And while Obi is talking to everyone, he's just lifting weights. Like, the dude does not stop with the gains. Upsie daisy. No, we're not here for training. We're having a meeting. People die for all kinds of reasons. Old age, suicide, illness. As he's just lifting weights while he's talking to everybody. I guess this could be considered a kind of terminal illness. In our world today, the number one most terrifying cause of death is death by fire. And then this immediately causes Shinra to get quiet. No one, not even those of us in this room, know who, when, or who it will strike next. Every human being living on this earth lives in fear of spontaneous human combustion. It all began one day when people started bursting into flames. These are what we call the first generation. victims of spontaneous combustion. Later, what we call second and third generation victims adapted to the flames and developed powers to control them. But those people, the first generation victims, they lose their minds and wreak havoc until their lives burn out. They are the dreaded Infernals. It is our job as members of the Special Fire Force to extinguish their flames, saving the souls of human and infernal alike. And to solve this mystery as soon as humanly possible, to find out what's causing the spontaneous combustion. First and foremost, it is our mission to save humankind from the fear of the flames. The new unit, Special Fire Force Company 8, consists of 2 second-generation fire soldiers. They can't ignite their own flames, but they can manipulate and control fire. A third-generation fire soldier who has the ability to light his own fire and has complete mastery over it. Referring to Takahisa, Maki, and Shinra respectively. Then there's me, a firefighter turned fire soldier with no powers, and our nun, who offers prayers for the infernal souls, and that makes 5. We're still short on personnel. We need a science team and an engineer, but with our powers combined, we will solve the mystery of spontaneous human combustion.
I'm going to be a hero. No, I have to be a hero.
And this is Shinra thinking to himself.
And I will find out the truth about that fire.
And then night falls, and Shinra's on the top of his bunk.
I made Mom a promise, and I'm gonna keep it.
Mom! I'm gonna be a superhero and protect you and Joe! I'm gonna be a hero! Oh, that sounds awesome.
As we have a young Shinra, and apparently his younger baby sibling, while he's speaking to his mom. Then all of a sudden, apparently a fire breaks out, and we have a young Shinra standing there with people, holding on to him, while one of the citizens goes,
He's a devil!
You can't expect me
to take a dangerous boy like him!
Please, ma'am, not in front of your grandson.
My grandson? Do you have any idea what this boy did? And he... Look at you! How can you smile like that?
As even at a young age, when Shinra was a kid, he still smiled, like really big smile, when he was nervous or, tense. But people didn't know that back then, so they thought that he was enjoying the fact that a fire broke out and he was involved with it somehow, and he's just smiling about it. Then we have Shinra still thinking of an infernal with horns and a big old smile on his face.
That day, I saw a black shadow. There was a black shadow there, and it wasn't me.
Then the alarm goes off while he's in bed.
The alarm!
And then the door opens, and it's Maki.
Shinra, it's an infernal. Be ready in 30 seconds.
I'm ready. I can leave now.
You can change in the matchbox.
And then everyone gets ready. And we have Obi. An infernal has ignited in the Torigoe district. We're rolling out. Sorry. I tried to do that on the fly real quick and it scrambled me. An infernal has ignited in the Torigoe district. We're rolling out. Get in the matchbox now. Special Armored Fire Engine, aka the Matchbox. This is the company's special vehicles that they use to get around.
I have to be a hero.
And we get a big old double spread page showing all the members of Company 8 right now. Lieutenant, second generation pyrokinetic, Takahisa Hinawa. Nun, non-powered, Iris. First class fire soldier, second generation pyrokinetic, Maki Oze. Captain of Special Fire Force Company 8, non-powered, Akitaru Obi. And second class fire soldier, third generation pyrokinetic, Shinra Kusakabe. And that marks the end. Well, actually, it doesn't. It doesn't end because it cuts to Shinra inside of the matchbox while Obi puts his own fire hat on top of him and he goes, "This is your chance to be a hero." And Shinra's smiling, but, because he's nervous as Obi goes, "Roll out! Speaking of rolling out, I really hope we get some news on Transformers Reactivate at the Game Awards. On top of Kill the Justice League, the alpha of which I am not allowed to talk about, the game as a whole, I'm looking forward to that on February, but I'm also looking forward to Transformers. We need to see more. And there's images that have been flown around, and it looks good. Just from small segments, so I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully they'll show it. Along with Grand Theft Auto 6 getting a trailer next week as well before the Game Awards. Yeah, they're setting us up kind of nicely. But Shinra's smiling nervously as Obi goes, "Roll out!"
I have to be a hero, and it starts today.
And that is the end of Chapter 0, ladies and gentlemen. My arm kind of almost pulled a cramp. Hold on. I need to stretch it out so that it doesn't pull. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. But that's the end of Chapter 0, ladies and gentlemen. Onwards to Chapter 1, First Run. And we are in a flashback with a young Shinra.
There.
As his mother puts on, you know how you tie a blanket onto your kids and then just have them run around with like a big old cape? She ties on a blanket around him like a cape.
All done.
Yes! Now I'm ready to protect everybody. Look at me, Mom. Do I look like a hero?
Yep, you look awesome.
I'm gonna be a hero!
As it shows the smiling face of a young child Shinra to the much older face of a slightly more grown-up Shinra as he's joining Company 8 to go take care of this infernal. Emergency vehicle coming through! We're almost at the scene. And then it cuts to everyone prepared. Everyone looks fine, while Shinra looks the most nervous out of everybody. Then we get Obi. The fire broke out in a small factory that makes metal fixtures. The recently ignited infernal is the foreman's wife. We received a report that one of the workers hadn't made it out. Our first priority is to rescue that worker. Then we put the infernal to rest. It's a factory, so there will be machine parts that could collapse and fall, so watch out. And we get to the factory that's on fire. We already have another fire truck that's there. We have a fire truck that's there that's working to put out the flames so that it doesn't spread. And then Obi looks at it. We are at Kawaguchi Fixtures Incorporated. This is the name of the factory that we're at. Looks like the firefighters have started putting out the flames. The steam's gonna lower visibility. We're Special Fire Force Company 8. No, you're here. Blue Stripes. Oh, you're here, Blue Stripes. That infernal in there. She's pretty aggressive. We're doing what we can to keep the fire from spreading, but if we can't put out the infernal...
Blue stripe? Blue stripes? They call us that because of the lines on our bunker gear.
My wife, please, put her to rest. Give her peace. And then Iris just bows to him in agreement.
Infernos are lost souls trapped in flames.
Oh, wait. This is Iris doing this.
Infernos are lost souls trapped in flames. In the name of the great sun god, we bring them mercy.
Special Fire Force Company 8. We're going in. The upper air's gonna be hot. Stay low. Yes, sir.
Putting infernals to rest. Killing what was once human. This woman was his wife.
Psycho.
And we're going to kill her.
Do you have eyes on the survivor?
Negative. Can I do it? That's what I came here to do.
And as they enter into the building, it's just fire everywhere. The anime, gorgeous. I gotta watch Fire Force again, but the anime is gorgeous. Sound design, gorgeous. But this whole factory is just up in flames.
A burning building.
And he looks up, and he's just getting flashbacks. As he remembers waking up as a kid, and his whole house was apparently on fire.
Oh, right. Stay low.
And as he's staying low, he looks over.
Is this a person? A dead body?
As the person's body has been charred to unrecognizability. they've just been burned to the point where you can't even tell who they are. Their mouths are just wide open as they're just burnt to a crisp. Guess that's the worker who didn't make it out. And then Shinra just starts breathing heavily and heavily as he remembers back to when he was at home, as he goes,
Mom! Joe!
and then his younger self just bursts into flames as he thinks of his mom.
Mom!
Shinra! Are you okay?
Goes Maki as she makes her way towards him.
Huh? Me?
I thought
you wanted to be a hero. Fire soldiers don't take off without their crew. If one of us falls behind, we all do. In this dark world of fire and smoke, the blue reflective tape we wear is a bond that ties us together. Never cut that bond. Having fear in your heart keeps your head cool, but don't let it make you a coward.
Captain Obi doesn't have the fire resistance we do, but he's jumping right into the sea of flames. Then I can do it too. That won't be a problem, sir.
As fire erupts right next to them. Looks like the Infernal's up ahead. Maki, you're up.
Stand back, everyone.
As Maki walks up, and she just puts her hands in front of her. She puts her hands in front of her and just separates the flames. Keep moving.
I didn't realize second gens could do that.
You won't find a lot of second gens who are on Maki's level, as Maki is parting the flames. And they look up, and there's some flames making their way above them. A flashover? No, the flames are being sucked away. As they're all making their way forward, an Infernal, the Infernal that started this fire, is right behind Shinra as the flames are making its way towards her. This is Saiko, the man's wife who, spontaneously combusted. And it's right behind Shinra. Shinra! And Shinra gets blasted with some flames and knocked into a nearby wall, and he gets hit with such force that he starts having flashbacks again. Shinra! 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 And then he's just thinking of his mom. As a child, he remembers apparently seeing his mom engulfed in flames as she's screaming,
Shinra! Hurry! Run! Go!
and then we're in a flashback. Yo, Savage, how much did you miss? I just went into Chapter 1. I just finished Chapter 0. We're on Chapter 1 first run. And we're already inside the Kawaguchi factory right now. And Shinra's having flashbacks. But he's there, and we see the remains of his house while people are inspecting it, and we have neighbors talking.
They say the fire started with our son Shinra-kun. He looks just like a normal boy right now, but his brother Sho was just a baby. I heard they couldn't even find his bones. I can't believe a boy would incinerate his own mother. What is it? A third generation? Like he could just be standing there like normal and then suddenly start shooting flames? That's so scary. Look, there's smoke coming from his feet right now.
Then we cut to the Haijima Industries.
This is a containment device to keep your feet from starting fires. It doesn't hurt, does it?
And it has Shinra, who's basically wearing special metallic shoes to keep his feet contained.
It doesn't hurt, does it?
No.
Hold on. Let me get rid of this thing. It's always wanting me to reestablish a connection with my Stream Deck as if I'm not always connected to it. Hold on. I'm fixing that right now. There we go. All right, we're good. All right, cool. Psycho! Good to see you. But we have his shoes, one called Hajima number 3, Cold, and shoe Diamond with Danger. So his feet have like liquid nitrogen cooling in it to keep his feet from engulfing his flames.
It doesn't hurt, does it?
No.
Did you see his face? He killed his mother, and he's smiling.
Yeah, I saw. And Shinra is having a very hard time walking in these shoes that don't even look like they were meant to be used for walking at all. And he trips and he falls flat on his face.
It's like he's a devil.
can't run away. It wasn't me.
And even at a young age, he still could only smile when he was nervous.
There was something there. Something in that fire. Something besides Mom and Sho and me. I'm gonna find out who that bastard was.
And then it shows Shinra as he got older.
Kusakabe, isn't he the one that, his family?
Look at that stiff, twisted smile. He gives me the creeps.
He's a devil. I haven't been able to smile a real smile since that day. Devil boy! Hey, devil! Stand up! Stand up, devil boy!
And then it cuts back to the present.
Blue light? Is that my hand?
As Shinra has regained consciousness.
For a kid with such a grandiose nickname, you really are pretty pathetic, aren't you?
And this is Takahisa. Takahise.
Was I unconscious? How many minutes?
What? About 5 seconds or so. Are you okay? If you can stand, then stand. You okay, Shinra? Goes Obi.
Yes, sir.
As we cut back to the Infernal that just flat knocked him out. All hands, battle formation. As we start to Takahisa. Hold on. Yep, Takahisa. Takahisa, not Hisei, Hisa. Takahisa gets out what looks like to be an Uzi. Who told this man to bring an Uzi to a firefight? To fight a fire. But Obi also gets out this battle axe, just this short hatchet that also has a spike in it. The time is 21:10. Commencing operations to lay the foreman's wife to rest.
Yes, sir!
Shinra, as I'm sure you're aware, the only way to stop an Infernal is to crush the core in its heart. Maki and I will get her attention. When this chance comes, use those feet of yours to take her down in one fell swoop. But don't do anything crazy. And then Shinra takes off his sandals. And his feet touch the ground.
Yes, sir!
And the Infernal starts to make her way towards Company 8. And then we get Takahisa. Ammo check. Safety check.
Huh, she's faster and more hostile than the Infernal we fought.
She's faster and... And the Infernal is incredibly fast.
She's faster and more hostile than the Infernal we fought at the station this afternoon. I didn't realize they had individual characteristics.
And then it cuts to Iris.
She's desperate to get us out of here. This factory must have been a very important place to her.
Which is exactly why I need to do this in one hit so she doesn't suffer.
Please, put her to rest.
For her and the family she left behind.
As it cuts to Maki. No, wait, that's not Maki. It's Obi. It's actually Obi who grabs onto the Infernal.
Ugh, that's hot!
And it cuts to Maki, who is actually using her abilities to blow the flames off of Obi and even off the Infernal itself. I'm gonna ram her through with my improved Type 2 Fire Axe. And before that can happen, the Infernal tries to hit Obi and manages to get away. As Shinra looks on, then Shinra just thinks to himself,
I was supposed to be a hero, to protect Mom and Sho, to protect everyone.
I'm gonna be a superhero and protect you and Sho!
Then it just cuts back to him thinking of his home again.
Mom, Sho, I'm sorry. I couldn't keep that promise. But I will keep my other promise. Here I go, Mom. I am not a devil! I have to be a hero!
As he screams this out loud. And then it cuts back to Shinra when his mom tied that little cape around him.
There. Go do your thing.
And then it shows a young Shinra smiling and an older Shinra smiling. Young Shinra with the cape blowing in the wind, older Shinra with the flames emitting from his feet. And as he kneels down as if he's about to do like a full-on 100-mile dash,
here goes!
Fire erupts from his feet. And then Takahisa goes, Sister, the prayer.
Yes, sir.
Captain!
Shinra, aim for the core! As Shinra starts putting so much flames out of his feet right now that the Infernal knows something is about to happen, but he takes off with so much G-force that his face is like, up. It's like his face is shaking because, like, whenever you put your face in a fan or a very strong fan, the wind pressure from how fast he's moving is pressing up against his face as he shoots forward. Normally, in different types of series, when someone's moving at a high speed, you never see their faces contorting or moving because of wind pressure. Like, you never see people if they have their mouth open when they're moving at high speeds in certain series, their faces like struggling to keep themselves together because the wind pressure is that great. That's another thing I really liked about Fire Force. There was a sense of momentum in the animation as well. But he shoots forward at high speeds, and Shinra's thinking about the times people called him a devil.
The flame is the soul's breath.
And he's thinking about when they talked about his creepy smile.
The black smoke is the soul's release. Ashes as ashes.
As Shinra not only shoots forward, he then flies in the air, turns around, and then he turns backwards. May thy soul! As he's in the air, and then he uses the backwards facing direction he's in to shoot flames so he can go even faster. And he proceeds to hit the Infernal. Ooh, in a beautiful double spread panel here. He proceeds to drop kick the Infernal directly in her chest with this momentum and speed. And then his feet start to heat up again as he screams, "Burn!" And the fire from his feet goes straight through the Infernal in one go. Just burns and bores a hole straight through Psycho in one go.
Wow. So that's what 3rd gen firepower looks like.
And then Shinra lands backwards with his hands in that one pose that Sister Iris always does.
Return to the great flame of fire.
Latom. You forgot that. Oh, wait.
Return to the great flame of fire.
And then
Return to the great flame of fire.
And as a little time passes, Takahisa puts the hat that Shinra dropped right back on his head as he goes, "You forgot that." Yo, Shinra! Pretty awesome for your first run. And then Shinra's just thinking about how his mom said,
You look awesome.
and then it cuts to the rest of the firefighters putting out the flames. And Company 8 proceeds to walk away. And then we have the husband of Psycho go, "Sister, my wife, how is she?"
Your wife has returned safely to the great flame of fire. Fire Soldier Shinra put her to rest. She didn't suffer.
Oh.
As Shinra is just looking at the guy, and he's starting to get nervous as he starts to smile, but then the husband of Psycho just takes him by the hand and says, "Thank you, Fire Soldier Shinra. Thank you." And then other people are clapping and applauding him. "Thank you. Thank you, Fire Soldiers. Thank you." And this is the first time that Shinra has experienced someone actually happy that he's done something. You're gonna get a lot of this applause from now on. You just took your first step to becoming a hero. Let's go. They're trying to put out a fire here. As he knocks on the back of Shinra's helmet as they all prepare to leave. And as this is going, Shinra still looks at the crowd, while Takahisa looks at him. I wonder what that smile means. Huh? It means he's happy, as we can definitely tell the difference between Shinra's nervous smile and him having a very genuine smile right here. And then we cut back to time later as Shinra goes,
Rookie Fire Soldier Games.
"It's a big tournament where all the year's new recruits compete to show off their skills. We're gonna enter you and the new kid that's coming today."
Today? A new recruit, sir?
And that is the end of Chapter 1. Onwards to Chapter 2. The Devil, the Knight, and the Witch. As we have an individual walking up to Company 8 going,
So this is to be my new castle. So, Captain, If all the rookies are gonna be at the games, are there going to be others there too? Like company captains?
Yeah. What is he?
What? Is he even...
As it shows Obi basically balancing a heavy dumbbell on his forehead. I'm like, why are you doing this? For what purpose? You don't need... He's just balancing a dumbbell on his head. It's just on his head. Okay.
What? Is he even...
I'll be there to cheer you on.
Thank you, sir. So, that fire soldier. The one at my house when Mom and Sho died in the fire. I think he was in Company 1? There might be other soldiers from Company 1 who know about the fire too. I hope I can run into some of them.
And it shows Shinra running into, apparently, this new guy.
And as I'm thinking this, I run into the one guy I hope to never run into ever again.
Hey there, devil. To be fair, Obi's got no special fire powers. No, he doesn't. He's just raw strength. He's just raw strength. He's like those people who don't have any powers and it's just like all strength in one piece, like Garp and like Roger. Like those individuals. It's like that. Ah!
And as I'm thinking this, I run into the one guy I hope to never run into ever again.
Hey there, devil.
What the heck are you doing here, you lousy knight?
I came to slay the demon.
What was that? What was that, onion face? Let's take this outside.
And then it shows Maki and Iris outside. And Maki lighting like a dish. And Maki, I guess, manipulating the fire.
Come forth, Sputter.
And the flame flies into the air, and it gains like its own little face.
Spattle, spattle. You're incredible, Maki-san. You control that fire like it's a part of you.
It's nothing special. I'm a second generation, that's all. If I were a third gen like Shinra, I can make my own fire without using starters.
Because she needs alcohol and matches in order to do this. She can only manipulate it, she can't create it. Kind of like Pyro from the X-Men. Well, from Marvel, because he's not part of the X-Men.
Still, even most third generations can't control their flames with this much finesse. Careful, she's hot!
Goes Maki, as Iris is very tempted to poke this still very flammable flame. But as this happens, both Shinra and this new guy burst through the door.
We settle this today.
And then the guy pulls out what looks to be a sword hilt, but it doesn't have anything at the end. Let me show you the difference in our firepower. And Maki is just looking at this new guy.
A sword with no blade? And, who is that?
Ah! He looked at me!
As this guy looks at Maki. My name is Arthur Boyle. I am the Night King. Are you fair damsels the princesses of this castle?
What?
What? Princesses?
Yo, Byron, we are on chapter 2 of Fire Force Volume 1. Hold on, let me check something. If all these volumes have names at the back. Yep, they do. They do. They all have names at the back. Okay. Okay, I had to confirm. I gotta update this. So it says, Fire Walk With Me. Because I knew these volumes had titles. They all have titles. So I gotta update it. And how did I do it? I think I did it with colon, then volume, then a dash, and then the name. I think I did that the same way for One Piece. I'll have to double check. I'll change the title appropriately for that. But okay. I'm glad I'm doing this live and not just leave it as it was. Because I was still unsure. But we got his name. My name is Arthur Boyle.
I am the Night King. Are you fair damsels the princesses of this castle?
And then Iris is all like,
What?
and Maki's all like,
What? Princesses? Oh, you must be the new You must be the new third generation fire soldier who's supposed to be joining us today. Do you know him, Shinra?
We went to the academy together. Heroes are way better than knights. Knights are much cooler. But knights are just a subcategory of heroes.
and as people are looking at them argue with each other back at the academy.
He only added that king part because I kept telling him that knights are so lame compared to heroes. What a cheater, right?
I see.
He makes everybody thinks he's the smooth, silent type, not for not talking, but it's just 'cause he's stupid. He's too stupid to find any words. But for all that,
For all that?
he gets all the girls.
Oh, there's the problem.
As Arthur is just constantly laughing at these comments from Shinra.
My ambitions are way higher than his. No one can resist the knight. Hey! King, Night King.
Shinra? Shinra-san? I think you're pretty awesome too.
As Iris looks at Shinra, and Shinra's all like, as he thinks back to his mom. And then Arthur goes,
Mama's boy.
What? I'm gonna kill you, punk!
Let me see that awkward smile, devil.
What was that?
then we get Takahisa.
I came to see what all the racket was up here. What's going on?
Lieutenant Hinawa!
It might be better if I just call him Hinawa. Because if they call him Hinawa, I should probably just call him Hinawa as well.
Lieutenant Hinawa!
As Maki stands up.
Apparently, Shinra and our new recruit FS Arthur knew each other at the academy.
And then Hinawa looks at Sputter and pours his drink on it. Just without a moment's hesitation. And this causes Sputter to go, "Ah!" And then Maki screams out with tears in her eyes,
Sputter!
Fire soldiers do not play with fire.
Yes, sir.
as Hinawa just grabs her by the head and is like,
Fire soldiers do not play with fire.
I think I'm going to enjoy doing the voices for the characters in this series. Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait.
Fire soldiers do not play with fire.
Yes, sir.
So you're Arthur. Yep, it's a pleasure.
Dude, that's the lieutenant.
All are equal at the round table. Don't let it get to you, my man, says the lowly second-class soldier. All are equal at the round.
I gotta bring up Arthur's voices so it doesn't sound too close to my Hinawa.
All are equal at the round table. Don't let it get to you, my man, says the lowly second-class soldier. Well, whatever. The rookie games are coming up. I wanted to see what you both can do anyway. Go on, use your powers. Don't hold back. Maki, take them on.
What?
Me?
Do you see another FS Maki here?
I'm sorry, sir.
What? We're really going to do this, sir?
I came here to vanquish the devil.
I know Maki-san is supposed to be this really great second gen, but can she really take on two of us third gens at once?
And then Maki starts to undo the upper part of her uniform as she drapes it around herself.
Don't hold back on my account.
As Shinra starts to get nervous because Maki has like a pretty built frame.
Okay, are you ready? Are we ready, she says. We're third gens.
Shinra's thinking to himself. And then Iris says,
Are you sure Maki-san will be all right, Lieutenant? They're both third generations.
That's not an issue. These days, we're getting more and more new recruits from the academy. But originally, the Special Fire Force was made up of members from 3 organizations. There's the Fire Defense Agency. That's where Captain Obi got his start. Then there's the Holy Soul Temple, where you came from. And there are people like Maki and me. Former military. She may not look it, but she knows how to destroy people.
That's the last thing you need to hear when when a fight's about to go out and you hear someone says like, yeah, she knows how to destroy people. That's the last thing you want to hear when you're about to fight a person.
I probably should hold back.
Hold on, let me move this out of the way. Sorry. I was hitting stuff. I was touching stuff I shouldn't have been. Okay, we're good.
I probably should hold back.
Shouldn't, and then all of a sudden, Maki comes up and hits him directly in the face with like a palm strike. Just grazes his chin.
That was fast. It was just a light slap, but it was effective.
And then Maki goes in to grab him.
If she grabs me, I'm out. I'll escape to the sky. She can't reach me there.
And he may not look it, but Shinra can make some pretty rational judgment calls. Still.
Huh? My feet's fire. I'm losing power. I'm falling.
As Maki is the one who put out Shinra's flames. And as he's falling, she just hits him with a straight up palm thrust to his midsection, sending him flying off the building.
You're kidding me.
Maki-san, should you really have?
Shinra,
Goes Arthur as he's apparently done up his hair now.
rational though he may be, he's still putting too much stock in that 3rd gen label. He doesn't really understand what it means to go up against a 2nd gen who's powerful enough to control flame.
And then it just shows Shinra falling off the building, screaming as he goes.
Ah! I'm gonna die, but I'm smiling about it.
And then Maki just waves away. Maki just waves at him, apparently releasing her hold on his firepower, and his firepower immediately comes back on.
It's back!
As he tries to use his power to right himself just in time to keep from, hitting the pavement down below. And he is standing there with his arms straight out with the most nervous face.
I thought I was a goner.
And then it has Maki versus Arthur.
You won't get me so easily. Excalibur!
As his sword erupts with flame at the end of it now. And he makes his way towards Maki. And she tries to use the same thing. Tries to use the same move on Arthur's sword, but it doesn't do anything.
I can't put it out?
A plasma jet.
Plasma jet?
Goes Iris.
As matter goes up in temperature, it transforms from solid to liquid to gas. If it gets any hotter, it turns into plasma. Arthur is using his own flames to create plasma and shoot it out of the hilt of his sword. In other words, he's using a super high temperature, ultra dense blade. You won't weaken my Excalibur like you did Shinra's flames. But a knight mustn't injure a princess after all.
And as he's saying all this, Maki just goes straight in for the kill, grabs him by the arm, hits him in the leg, and immediately puts him in an arm lock that he cannot get out of, forcing his own sword to be right at his back. So, already flexed on him.
You're forgetting the code of chivalry. Isn't a knight supposed to bow before a princess?
Before taking her knee and just reminding him why your teeth are not meant to hit each other very hard, and just knees him right in the chin, sending him backwards.
That's for being rude to Lieutenant Hinawa.
You fiend! You're not a princess! You're an ogre! And then Maki's face completely changes.
Who did you just call a gorilla cyclops?
I never said that. Can't you even understand human speech, ogress?
That's a fire-wielding 3rd generation for you, adding fuel to the fire.
Don't forget about me!
As Shinra shoots up into the air, and Maki gives him the most tense, most horrifying, scary look.
Huh? What's with the ogre face?
And now Shinra's doing it.
And then this causes Maki to get even angrier.
If I can't put your flames out, then...
And it shows her manipulating the flames of Shinra's feet and manipulating the flames of Arthur's sword.
Yeah, what's with the little flare face dude?
And turns Shinra's fire into her own personal little fire familiars.
Not my Excalibur too.
Now it's Exputterburr.
Exputterburr? The devil, the night. If we're sticking with that as our theme, then I guess right now Maki would be the witch. And it shows Maki, and in Hinawa's mind, in this special witch garb. Very muscular, but also very curvy as well.
Yeah, I'm a hero! Sputter! Flare!
As both the familiars that she's created with the flames start to flare up immensely around Shinra and Arthur.
Come forth!
And it turns into this giant flaming ball of fire above Shinra and Arthur.
What?
As both Hinawa and Iris are looking like, huh?
Do you want to keep going?
And both Shinra and Arthur are looking at each other because Maki's basically got Prometheus from One Piece just right above their heads right now. That makes me want to play One Piece and mess around with Big Mom. I realize what I have just said. It's on the internet, I can't get rid of it. Not what I meant, but there it is. I want to play One Piece and play as Big Mom. I'll be all right. But both Shinra and Arthur look at each other.
Well, I guess it's not really fair to keep it up if Arthur wants to quit. Well, if Shinra surrenders, then I suppose that's that.
And both of them are just pouting that they didn't get to finish their fight.
Man, I can't believe I was that helpless. I have to get stronger. I have to be stronger than anyone if I want to be a hero that can protect everyone.
And then it cuts to Hinawa, who just immediately starts extinguishing the big flaming familiar ball that Maki created. And Maki's just, in tears again because Hinawa's just killing another one of her creations.
That weirdo beat me?
That new kid sure is taking his time getting here, as Obi has no idea that Arthur is even there. And you know what I think? I think as I go through these chapters, when it says Fire Force at the top, that's when the next chapter starts. Hold on, I want to double check and I want to confirm something. If Fire Force is at the top of the page, then that's when... Yeah. Okay. I get it now. I get how these chapters work now. If Fire Force appears at the top of the page, that's the start of the new chapter. So I know I said back with the first chapter, and I went off and continued on to chapter 2, where Arthur showed up. But it's really when Shinra started talking about the rookie games and Obi started explaining it, that's when the chapter 2 started. Okay, so I got a feel of it now. But the chapter ends with Hinawa extinguishing Maki's big giant flaming familiar, Shinra going,
That weirdo beat me?
As he's looking at Maki so distraught. Of her creation being killed. And then it has Obi ending the chapter going, that new kid sure is taking his time getting here. And that's the end of chapter 2. Onwards to chapter 3. And we start with Shinra and Arthur both eating right next to each other at the company house.
I can definitely eat faster than him.
Make sure to chew. No, we are not at the Fire Force place. It clearly had a sign here down at the bottom that said storefront Ippudo Ramen. I haven't had ramen in a minute. I want ramen. But we're at a ramen shop where Shinra and Arthur and Obi are all eating, but Shinra and Arthur are just steadily trying to compete.
I can definitely eat faster than him.
Make sure to chew. And they're both eating, and then as they're chewing, They just still start slurping stuff down once again. Refill, please. Extra hard noodles. Coming up. Thanks for the food. Chapter 3, The Heart of a Fire Soldier.
Great choice, Cap.
Glad you liked it.
How can he talk to his superiors like that? He's not even polite to the captain.
It's a good ramen place. And Shinra's just, kind of quiet.
Captain Obi is such a nice guy. He doesn't get upset when I grin at him, or when people forget their manners. I wonder if anything makes him mad.
What's up, Shinra?
Nothing. Nothing at all, sir.
It's not a good idea to train right after a meal. Oh well, I guess I'll have to do some paperwork.
Why isn't it a good idea?
It takes your blood everywhere but your stomach, which is bad for digestion.
Even that idiot's already attached to him.
Then we get back to Special Fire Cathedral 8, and we're in this place full of weapons. Wow, they have an axe that also doubles as a gun. Didn't we have a movie where Abraham Lincoln was also a vampire hunter and his big axe also doubled as a gun as well? Am I remembering that right? But yeah, Abraham Lincoln vampire killer or vampire hunter, I think it was. There you go, Shinra. Your Type 7 firefighting axes.
So, this is a Type 7?
Oh wait, this is Hinawa.
There you go, Shinra, Arthur. There you go, Shinra, Arthur. Your Type 7 firefighting axes. So this is a Type 7?
Don't touch the hammer or the safety until just before you fire. Pull the trigger and the sacred spike will fly out of the end. And then Arthur's looking at the axe and going,
I don't need one. I have Excalibur.
He has a point. If they can ignite their own flames, maybe they don't need Type 7s. And this is Obi, because he's here with them as well. As Arthur goes, Me, on the other hand, I have to carry 30 kilograms of equipment every time I go on a call. Maintenance takes time, too. And that translates to about 66 pounds worth of extra equipment. Sure would be nice if we could get an engineer soon. It would take a load off you, Lieutenant. I don't really mind. Then we have a girl coming home.
I'm home! Tadaima! Oh, was it your turn to cook dinner tonight, Dad? Something smells good. Are we having barbecue?
And as this girl walks into her home, she apparently sees her father sitting there at the table, head covered in flames.
No! Why? Not that too!
Welcome home, Mikako.
And then the siren goes off at Special Company 8.
We have an infernal!
Goes Maki.
It ignited in the Iria district.
All hands, in the matchbox. And then Shinra's getting ready, he's getting prepared, he's getting dressed up while inside the matchbox. This time the fire's in a single-family home. You can bet we'll be doing this in close quarters. Your feet may be tied on this one, Shinra. Bring your Type 7. Hide your weapon inside your fire coat. Whatever you do, don't let anyone see it. As it cuts to Arthur, who's looking, and then he looks at Excalibur. And then we get to the place. It sure is quiet.
Arthur, where's your helmet?
I don't need one. I understand visualization is important to fire starters. I imagine a helmet would conflict with Arthur's knightly persona.
He's just being a brat.
And then we have some firefighters who are already there. Blue stripes! There is one infernal. He's sitting in a chair in the living room. Understood. I have a bad feeling about this. I heard there's been some strange things happening at the scenes lately. Stay alert! Yes, sir! And then Obi looks over at the daughter, and she's just sitting there crying. Crying! She must be the bereaved.
Dad? Mom, too? Why? Next it will be me.
Apparently her mother turned infernal 2 years ago, and now it's her father's turn? Tough break.
Captain Obi.
Leave her be for now. We're going in. And then it cuts to Shinra and Arthur who brandish their weapons right then and there. And then he also sees the girl in the back. Shinra, Arthur, Kamirasek. As he takes both of them to the side. I don't have time to lecture you. I thought I told you not to show your weapons in public. And then it cuts to Arthur. Why not? There's no rule against it in the Fire Soldiers Code, and they didn't teach us to hide them at the academy. Excalibur is a symbol of my honor. Why should I have to hide it like it's some dark secret? Our mission in the Special Fire Force is to fight and exterminate Infernals. They were human once. We give it a pretty name, say we're putting them to rest. But what we're really doing is murder. There are some Special Fire Soldiers who consider themselves to be holy men and take pleasure in fighting Infernals. But think about how the families feel. We're fighting to kill their loved ones. Never, ever show your weapons, your tools of death to the bereaved. If you can't follow that order, I don't need you in my company. And this is why I like Obi. I like Obi! Now I remember why I like this dude so much in the anime. Oh, I gotta watch it again. I love Obi. I love it. He's right, though. Because imagine you're part of a special task force that is there to, let's say, eliminate transformed humans. And you're allowed to use whatever methods you consider to be absolutely brutal. Think about these creatures that you exterminate that were once part of a family. You see the family members outside wondering what's going on, and they see you going in there fully prepared, brandishing weapons or whatever, to kill this creature that used to be their family. Imagine how that would feel for them to remember the last time they see their family members is them getting brutally murdered by these people who are meant to protect them, but it's still their family, though. Just imagine that. Imagine that thought of knowing that these people are going in with weapons to kill my father or my mother. And it's like, that can be far more damaging than the process of knowing that their loved ones are far gone. That's even worse. So I understand Obi's position on this. Do not show your weapons in front of the bereaved at all. Because that moment will stick with them for the rest of their lives. I love this series already. Never, ever show your weapons, your tools of death to the bereaved. If you can't follow that order, I don't need you in my company.
Of course, if we can't put ourselves in the family shoes, we're no better than murderers. That's no way to be a true hero.
And then Arthur is just silent. No time to waste. Let's go. And as this is going on, someone is walking away from the area where this is all taking place. And this individual is holding like this small glass vial that has some sort of material in there, like some sort of grainy material that's sitting in there. Then all of a sudden, the opening for the building where this infernal was just bursts open, and then a big flaming skull type visage emanates from it, which surprises everyone because they were supposed to go in there, but all of a sudden it just accelerates. It just escalates. That's the word. And the firefighters are going, "Whoa, what happened?" And then everyone is looking at Maki going,
It wasn't me.
And then it starts to get smaller and smaller as Shinra looks at it. And the flame turns into two googly eyes. It turns into googly eyes and, sticks its tongue out at people.
The flames change. Did the infernal?
Oh, I see grammar typo in here. It says, in my volume, it says, did the infernal in the house do that? But it's supposed to be one the.
The flames changed. Did the infernal in the house do that?
And everyone's still looking at Maki.
It wasn't me, okay?
And that's the end of Chapter 3. Onwards to Chapter 4. Yeah. Onwards to Chapter 4. And we have this individual walking into this office that has multiple vials and multiple canisters all over the place. And this person has, and not to mention in the last chapter, it shows this individual with what appears to be a bowler hat and long hair, and he's just sticking his tongue out, and he's just smiling, but we just get a visage of his face. Then we have the same person in the next chapter walking into an office going, "Is it ready?" "Yes, it's ready." This should make things interesting. Chapter 4, The Sinister Blasphemer. And as this fiery, bleh face is just still in the air, Hinawa goes, "The flames are mocking us? I find it hard to believe that a mindless infernal could do this. We're going in!"
Yes, sir!
And we cut to pictures of the building, of the house. On the inside, we see, like, flowers. We see, like, a teddy bear. It's quiet, like the place is empty. Are you sure there's an infernal in here? According to the report, he's in the living room. And there was that skull flame outside. It might have something to do with all those weird accidents. Watch your back. And then Shinra's smirking, but still nervous. I have a bad feeling about this. And as this is going, he walks past, and it looks like something is on the floor, and it moves as he walks past it, but no one notices because it's so small. Well, this is the living room. Welcome to my home. Infernal confirmed.
He's just sitting there quietly.
And the Infernal is just sitting there. It's not doing anything, and Arthur just looks on. And then it cuts to Obi looking at the picture, seeing both the mom and dad before they turned infernal, along with Mirako. Or is it Mikako? I think it's Mikako. Why do these things happen? Let me put him to rest.
Wait a minute. It hasn't done anything yet.
Don't be a fool. The longer he sits there, the longer he has to endure the excruciating pain of that fire. We must end his torment. Okay, Arthur. Get to it. We can't let you suffer any more than you already have. Let my Excalibur give you repose. And then it cuts to Iris. I like the dialogue in this, okay? Can I say that? I like the dialogue in this.
The flame is the soul's breath. The black smoke is the soul's release. Ashes as ashes.
Or in the English dub,
ashes though in art. May thy soul
return to the great flame of fire. As Arthur stabs straight through the man, hits his core, as the man crumbles away, he can only echo out the words, Mikako, before he completely fades. And then everyone does a sign for Latom. And Shinra says, Latom.
When it goes down like this, it's like we killed him in cold blood.
Does it hurt?
Yes, sir. It does.
For now, that's how it should be. One day you're going to have to be the one to do it. The scariest thing to happen in this line of work is to get used to it. And then, that same shifting thing that we saw that Obi walked past, we see it in the roof, and Hinawa notices. And then Shinra notices at another part of the wall. And then the whole roof just explodes immediately. The whole roof explodes immediately, and it starts to crumble.
What the?
The ceiling is caving in.
Everybody out! Go! And as Shinra's going, we see Shinra look back, and we see Obi go back into the room.
Captain?
And we see the picture frame, and Obi grabs the picture frame before the roof caves in. Oh no. We see the roof. The roof does in fact cave in. We see the roof cave in.
Captain!
But Obi's fine because this man is strong. Obi's fine because this man is strong. He's holding up the part of the roof that was trying to crush him. I don't know who's behind this, but I work out every day. And you've taken your practical joke too far! And this is Obi at his angriest. Did you hear that? What was it? What was it? Did the house cave in? And we have this man smoking as the word Joker is emanating from his smoke. Special Fire Force, eh? You're just blowing smoke. It was only a little gag. And I remember his voice from the anime too. I loved it. I loved his voice in the anime. But the roof is caved in, and everyone is fine.
Captain, are you hurt?
Goes Maki. I'm fine. Do you think there's a third party? One that has it out for the Force? Anyone who would trash the scene of a fire needs to pay. The bereaved's memories are here. I'm gonna get this guy, I swear it. For now, we pull out. And then it cuts to Arthur, who proceeds to take his Excalibur and put it inside of his jacket. Because remember the conversation we just had with Obi. Then we cut to Mikako.
One day, I'm going to burn up too. Dad? Mom?
And then we cut to Iris.
What do you say to someone at a time like this? We have to find the cause of these breakouts and make sure this stops happening. All I can do is pray to God.
And then we get to Obi, who's there in front of Mikako. Mikako-san. And he hands the picture frame of her family over to her. Your father was a brave man. He stood against the fire, and he won. If you ask me, your mother and your father and mother both kept you safe from the flames. And then Mikako starts tearing up.
Dad!
You know, crying. Then we cut to Obi walking past Shinra.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't do anything.
There's nothing more any of us could have done. And that's why we need to remember how the family feels, then dive into the sea of flames and pray. Isn't that right, sister?
Yes, sir.
No. We're gonna stop the spontaneous human combustion, and we better do it fast!
And that is the end of Chapter 4. Onwards to the last chapter of this volume, Chapter 5. And we have a sign that says, Rookie Fire Soldier Games!
Yeah! It's time for the rookie games!
And then we have another girl there.
Tamaki Kotatsu, here to show you what I can do!
And she's just dressed very, almost scandidly. Like she has like the overalls of a firefighter, but she just has like basically like a swimsuit top with an open jacket.
Huh? What are you staring at, loser? Nothing.
Who is this girl?
Chapter 5, The Rookie Fire Soldier Games. And then we have 3 people who look like they're mascots.
Whoa, what's with the weird mascots?
One-a-one-a-nyan!
119? And this is Maki going,
One-a-one-a-nyan! 9!
119? Oh no, not her, anyone but her. Yeah, I know what I'm about to get into here.
You've never seen them before. They're the Fire Defense Agency's mascots. 119. One of them's kind of an old man.
One of them's kind of an old man.
Oh, you mean Mamoru-kun? For your information, the dog is Rescue and the cat is Q-chan.
I guess you could call me Q-chan as well. Or Q-kun! You ain't gotta call me that. I'm just making a joke. You ain't gotta call me that.
They started out as 2 dogs and a cat, but the agency bigwigs complained. They were all, what kind of a message does it send that all the mascots are animals? So they made one of them a dog-faced old man.
What's wrong with 2 dogs and a cat? Things always get weird when the guys upstairs get involved. Ain't that the truth? Weird things always happen when the guys upstairs get involved.
But Mamoru-kun is so cute.
What?
And this is Shinra.
We have some VIP guests, too.
And we have some people sitting in on this, including the same guy that was present talking. Yeah, including the same guy that was talking to the guy that had the Joker smoke coming out of his cigarette. Or cigar.
That man is the CEO of Hajima Industries, and next to him is a priest at the Holy Soul Temple. 119 aren't the only important people watching the game, so do your best, okay?
Those men are on the same level as 119 in your eyes? Forget about those guys. I have something bigger on my mind.
Because as Shinra and Arthur are around the corner, we see some captains speaking to each other.
Isn't anyone here from Company 1? I don't see anybody. He's from 5, and that's 3.
And then we see a 1, and we see a dude just standing there, like an admiral from One Piece, with a coat over his shoulders, an eye patch over his eye, and he's just chilling, with 1 on his jacket.
That's... No, it can't be. Excuse me.
Huh? Can I help you? Are you one of this year's new recruits?
Yes, sir.
He's a little intimidating, but he seems nice. I'm a fire soldier in Company 8, Shinra Kusakabe, sir.
And then this man twitches. The smile he had before is immediately gone as soon as Shinra says his name.
This may be a random question, but do you remember a fire that happened 12 years ago?
I don't have time to talk to you now. Excuse me.
What? I only need a minute.
And then we have... What is her name? Then we have Tamaki walking right up in the path of this guy with the eye patch. And Shinra runs right into her.
You little scum like you can't just waltz up and talk to my captain like that.
Of course, unfortunately, Shinra's hand, when he was reaching out to try and touch this captain, his hand wound up touching a place where most main characters get slapped in the face in anime. And he just kind of, unintentionally gropes her.
It's not what it looks like. I'm sorry. What are you grinning about, creep?
Company 1 captain, please. It won't take long.
And this guy, funny enough, looks at him with a side eye from the side where he has a patch on his face. Okay, so I can understand giving someone a side eye like this. How you gonna give someone a side eye with the eye that is gone? How do you do that? I'm giving y'all the side eye right now. I'm looking at the camera right now. But can you tell? No, you cannot, because my eye's covered. Why would you do a side eye with the eye that is patched up? Why? Why would you do this? That's even more disrespectful. That's like, I don't even want to give you any attention at all. So I'm going to give you a side eye with the eye that's gone. Huh? But he looks back with the eye, with his eye patch and doesn't say anything. And then we get Tamaki again.
Whoopsie!
As she starts tripping, and then she falls, chest first into Arthur. Hey.
Let go of me, jerk!
You clamped onto me. And it shows Tamaki just bumping into different people who keep finding themselves in very compromising positions. Stop it!
What are you doing? Dummy!
Oh, wait, this is her saying,
Stop it!
As she keeps hitting into people.
Dummy, what are you doing?
And then it cuts to her bumping into Shinra. And somehow his hands found their way directly on a butt cheeks. All right, they did. He just getting a handful. Booty is in the eye of the beholder. No, booty is in his hand. And then this guy says, "Settle down, Tamaki." The guy with the eye patch.
I know that's what you came here. I know that's what you came for. But man, are you getting in my way?
Curses! I think my chronic lucky lecturer condition would act. To think my chronic lucky lecturer.
Chronic lucky lecture. Lecturer. Lucky lecturer. Lucky lecturer. Oh, hello. Have you ran afoul of my lucky lecturer?
Curses! To think my chronic lucky lecturer to condition would act up at a time like this.
Then we get an announcement. The games will begin in just a few minutes. Will all competing soldiers please assemble in their bunker area? FS Shinra, was it? Do you have any idea how many fires there are every year? I'm terribly sorry, but I can't remember one specific incident from 12 years ago. The games are about to begin. Go get ready. And then Tamaki kicks Shinra in his pants, like kicks him in the butt.
I think you're hiding something.
And this is Shinra thinking to himself. Then we get to this very large building. And there's flames coming out of one of the tops of them. You've outdone yourself again, sir.
I see. We are to storm the castle.
We're not attacking it.
And then we have someone announcing, this building was constructed to simulate the scene of a fire. You will all go in at the same time and clear any obstacles. You will rescue anyone requesting aid and then make your way to the soldier playing the infernal. And then it has another soldier going, I'll set everything ablaze. Oh, there's a person pretending to be an infernal. I'll set everything ablaze. Then we have another soldier going, fire scary, fire scary, fire scary. I'll put it out. I swear I'll put it out.
They're all a bunch of weirdos.
And then Tamaki looks over where Shinra is.
Ignore her.
Because Tamaki just glares at him.
I wonder what kind of ignition powers they have. They did check our powers before the competition.
As it shows Shinra using his powers to, like float in the air. Like he has like jets coming out of his feet. Be the first to find the infernal and put him out of his misery. Are you ready? And he snaps like a start gun for racing. He snaps his fingers and then just a pop of smoke happens. Go! And then everyone speeds forward, with Tamaki and Arthur in the forefront. And Tamaki looks back and sees Shinra going,
How is he so calm?
I don't know about them, but as for me, I can just jump.
Duh. That's dirty. This is why I hate devils.
Darn it! Nekomata!
As flames emit around from Tamaki in the shape of cat ears and a cattail. Well, multiple cattails. And she starts running on all fours. And then Shinra lands near the top of the building.
A hero always appears from the skies.
And then he gets in there.
Anybody home?
And it's, dilapidated and whatnot.
I need to get this over with so I can find Company 1's captain and press him for answers.
I worded that so wrong, plus I was burping. My apologies.
I need to get this over with so I can find Company 1's captain and press him for answers. First, rescue any victims. Where are they? Hello? Are there any survivors here?
And then he sees someone fallen and completely unconscious on the ground.
What? Isn't he supposed to be playing the infernal?
As a person who's supposed to be the infernal is unconscious, mask off. And then someone is walking and grabs another guy and throws him in front. And it's the guy from before who had like the Joker smoke. And he's just standing there in front of Shinra.
I took care of everyone standing in your way. Now you can focus on me, Devil's Footprints.
Huh?
Don't you want to know more about it? The fire that started in you 12 years ago?
What?
And that's the end of Chapter 5, to be continued in Volume 2. And then we have an afterword. We have an afterword manga by Atsushia. Yeah, Atsushia. This is Atsushia, a place where people who gather after reading a manga about firefighting. Hello, and pleased to meet you. I am Usher, the proprietor of Atsushia. This is my fourth series, so I wonder if there are any regulars around. Please think of this as an afterword where I just draw whatever I feel like.
He really does do whatever he wants,
says this weird creature with one eye. Oh, these are my dear employees.
I'm Otter.
I'm Trashcan.
I'm Waffle.
This is our first afterword. What should we do? Why not tell them about how you switched from writing from Shonen Gangan to Shonen Magazine? Good idea. When did that happen again? I forget. I forgot where to.
You don't remember anything? You don't remember anything, do you?
Well, anyway, I met my current editor. I'm Tia from Magazine Editorials Department. Do a manga for magazine. Okay. Oh man, I can't believe the Historic Magazine scouted me. It's like in baseball, if I was scouted by the major leagues to play for the Yankees. No, the Yankees would be Shonen Jump. What? The Yankees would be Jump. Oh, well, I'm more of a Red Sox fan anyway. Yeah, because the Yankees would be Jump. Anyway, the real problem is that I am a Red Sox fan. But if I had to pick a team to play on, it would be the Yankees.
Hey!
You're getting
yourself in trouble, and it's only volume 1!
No, I'm not in trouble. Tia's in trouble. Who cares about him?
Wow, you're the worst.
This is Atsushia, where all the worst people gather. Please come again. And ladies and gentlemen, if there's nothing else... Oh, we got some translations notes, but I'm only going to read a couple of them. Specifically the Latome part. Well, yeah, you know what? No, let's go through it. Translation notes. Latome on page 27. This is the word used by the Fire Force at the close of the prayer for the burning souls, sort of like Amen. Its origins are unclear, but there are many theories. It may have come from a Hungarian word meaning I see. There is also an Icelandic word, lat, which means death. The religious organization affiliated with the Fire Force is the Holy Soul Temple, which honors the sun, so it's also possible that the L is meant to be an R, as a reference to the Egyptian sun god Ra. And finally, it may be an anagram of the Japanese word tomodai, which refers to mourning for the dead. Then we have stuff about Maki. Her head is full of wedding bells. Page 40. In Japan, they have an idiom describing people who aren't always willing to face reality, usually meant as playful teasing. The phrase is atama ga ohana bakate, batake, which literally means his head or her head is a field of flowers. In Maki's case, Iris can't help but upgrade it to an ohana otome batake, making it a field of flowers and girliness. Flash over! Fallon was asking me what I wanted to eat. I had to voice my displeasure with Zaxby's not giving me double fries like I asked and giving me like a side of coleslaw. I don't eat coleslaw. I eat double fries with my meal. How dare they? Flashover, page 68. A flashover is basically when an entire room explodes. What happens is the fire in the room causes everything to get hot, which in turn causes the exposed surfaces to release flammable gases. When those gases reach the right, or rather wrong temperature, they ignite and everything burns. Learn something new every day. Didn't know that. Onion face, page 103. In Japan, knights have been associated with onions since at least as far back as the 1990 release of Final Fantasy III, in which one of the jobs available to the playable characters is Onion Knight. Unfortunately, the origin of the association has been obscured through time, as not even the game developers can remember why they used that name. Bow. Page 129. Maki's familiars get their names from the onomatopoeia of the sounds created by the types of fires they represent. Bo, often rendered by the translators as bow, is usually the ignition of a fire, but can also be the roaring of a large fire, such as this one. Of course, the names was likely also influenced by the hero of the manga Bobobo, although his powers are not fire-related. They're nose-hair-related. Not polite to the captain, page 135. In the Japanese language, when speaking to other people, one would use either teinego, polite speech, or tamaguchi, plain speech. When talking to a superior such as a captain or someone in authority, the proper thing to do is to at least use the minimum level of teinego, and Arthur doesn't even bother to do that. Blowing smoke, page 164. More accurately, yeah, I'll be able to get through these volumes pretty easily if they're always going to be like 5 chapters each. Yeah, these won't be like 2-hour-long sessions, which works well. Not like my One Piece ones that could go for 2 hours or maybe more. Blowing smoke, page 164. More accurately, our prankster friend says that the special fire force is Kinakusai, which means both suspicious and smelling of smoke. The translators attempted to retain the smoky imagery with an English idiom, which we hope conveys a similar meaning. Ideally, the readers will also be put in mind of the phrase, where there's smoke, there's fire, because Kinakusai can also allude to imminent danger. In 119, page 171, the translators would like to apologize for the confusing spelling of these mascots' names. Their names come from a combination of the sounds dogs and cats make, and the numbers 1, 1, and 9. In Japan, the emergency number to call the fire department is not 911, but 119. Because a Japanese dog says wan and a Japanese cat says nyan, this team of mascots can easily call for help. The old man, Mamoru-kun, is named for the Japanese word for to protect. Nekomata, page 183. According to Japanese folklore, if a cat lives long enough, its tail will split in two and it will become a supernatural creature known as a Nekomata. While the full nature of Tamaki's powers has yet to be revealed, they do seem to give her cat-like reflexes. And then we have Atsushia and Usher, page 188. In Japan, an easy way to name a business you'd like to start would be to add ya, room or shop, to the end of your name. Mugiwara. I don't think that's the same I don't think that's the same meaning for law. For example, to the end of your name, for example. In this case, the Atsushia was named after the creator of this manga, Atsushi Okubo. Another word that can be written with all the same characters as Atsushia is the English word usher, and thus the proprietor gets his name. And that is the end of Volume 1 of Fire Force, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all before, I said I was going to be doing this series in December, and for the next 34 days, excluding Sundays, I'm going to be reading the entirety of Fire Force. Y'all better get ready because it's gonna carry on as far into, I want to say, maybe early January. It's going to carry that far in, and then we'll be able to do some other stuff after that. Along with me doing everything else I'm doing on this channel as well. So I'm going to be able to cover Fire Force, I'm going to be able to cover the beginning after the end, gaming streams, and as well as still working on my end of the year game review of all the games I played this year. Still got plenty of time for that. So I just want to say to all of you, thank you for your continued support of this channel so that I can bring you all the very best, my very best for all of you, because I just love doing this. I wake up every day just thankful I get to do this for you every day. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. This has been my dramatic reading of Volume 1 of Fire Force. Fire Walk With Me. Join me tomorrow as we read Volume 2. So all I can say to you right now is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, subscribe, maybe even become a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!